Alright, hello everybody. Ellington here with my second episode of Reskinned Alive. Today we're gonna reskin Ghoul. Ghoul's a pretty standard enemy that you'll throw up against your players. Pretty soon they work out exactly what's going on. So the purpose of this show is to throw your players off. Um, Give them something new to think about, to give them something new to visualize as you're playing. Last whatever time I did this, we reskinned a goblin, turned it into a little burrowing creature that worked for Druga or the Grey Dwarfs. This time we're gonna do a ghoul. I'm using this really cool program, and I just want to show it in a bit better detail. You can see the stat block that I've got up there. If I can just flick this out like this, and then go like this, and then that didn't really work so well. I can't really show it to you very well at the moment. Basically, it's a stat block generator. It'll give you. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Captain Mel Reynolds. Yeah, cool, man. Glad you're excited for it. Um, so basically the process is, I won't worry about this because apparently I'm a little bit crap at this, which everyone knows if you've seen my show before. Basically the process is we're going to look through this monster, we're going to see what changes we can make to make it somewhat different. I'm going to chuck up the artwork that we create onto Imager, and it's going to include a token that you can use on stuff like Roll20 or just print it and put it on the table. This character stat block that I'm going to be outputting as well, that'll go up there, and basically you can just chuck this thing at your players. They're not going to know what's happening. So, that's the whole idea. Throw them off the scent. I mean, who hasn't done that? Been playing, your DM says, this thing walks up, it's like a undead thing with these claws and teeth, and you're like, well, it's a ghoul. I know how to deal with ghouls. I've dealt with them a million times before. Okay. So, let's do this. So, let's go to new. I'll work fairly big with this one, I think. Big-ish, anyway. So we're a ghoul, right? What's the main thing about ghouls? The main thing about ghouls is they're, well, you can see there on the stat block, it's their claws and their bite. That's mainly what we wanna show. They got a couple of other things that we should explore as well, I guess. So the first thing is, like, we have to decide what we're gonna turn this into. Is it gonna just remain undead? Because we can change that. We can change it from being undead to being a fey creature. You know what? Let's do that. Let's change it into a fey creature. So first things first. Or what if it could be an undead fey creature? Doesn't have a selection for that. So I'm just going to turn it into a fey creature. And we don't need to give it a secondary type. That's okay. So if you have a look at my the stat block there, if I go to preview, come on preview, you can do it. There we go. So now we've got a medium fey chaotic evil thing. Awesome. It's already changing the look of it. So that's the thing, is like, how is it gonna look? So this thing is gonna have these nasty claws that it can hit people with. It's gonna have a nasty bite, but okay, so chat. Do we want this thing to be like bipedal? Do we want it to be, a bit more bestial? What do you think? Where should we go with it? The choice is going to be yours. So, well, let's guess we'll just explore a couple of ideas then while you're thinking, while you're getting your ideas together. So I'm just really going and doing it rough at the moment. We know that they're going to have a big bite attack. Alright. So we could have like a big toothy maw. Cool. Alright, what else have we got? It's gonna be immune to poison, charm, exhaustion, and the poison condition. That's cool. Alright, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. I'm gonna get rid of that bit of an idea. Let's just kill that. Let's go. I need to create a new layer anyway. Let's go for. Let's go for a more weird thing. Oh, go away, you. Let's go for something like. Oh. Let's go for like a. I don't even know how to describe it. Just a monstrosity, like one of those face sort of weird things that doesn't make much sense. At the moment it's looking a little bit too much like Cubone. Let's get rid of that. Lots of just sharp needle teeth. I think we need to have it a little bit more maybe humanoid. But less like I think its eyes have got to be a little bit more alien, I guess. Like this thing's supposed to be like Fae. Let's get a bit more weirdness happening here. Let's get that. This is gonna be like a pretty basic conversion, really. We're gonna really just be looking mostly at cosmetic changes. This happening. Let's change the hands around her. Let's go something a bit different. Could have big scything talons like that. If it had big scything talons like that and little hands coming out of the sides. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the hands coming out of the sides. It's a little bit too much like a Thrycreen then. Needs more weirdness, doesn't it? Trying to make it into a fey creature. Creature from the realms of like the Shay, the super elves, if you did. Well, it's from the realms of the super elves. Let's give it some super elf ears. That's pretty cool. That's working out. Not sure about these hands though. Alright, tried the big size. Didn't look well. Something fey, something fey, something fey. Hey, well, what if it just had like like a knife? Could easily be a claw attack, 2d4 slashing damage for a claw attack. Large club-like hands. Okay, we'll try that out. Large club-like hands coming up. We just change the slashing damage then to oh yeah, oh that's much more creepy. Mm. This is a very good idea, Captain Mal Reynolds. The actual Captain Mal Reynolds, or is this a elaborate ruse? Alright, that's pretty good. And I'm gonna start blocking it in and start layering in some values and tones. So we need a name as well. So Captain Mal, if you can think of a name. I'm gonna make this side sort of more bulbous and, mutated. I think that would work out pretty nicely on him. Oh, maybe like these could be like tendrils, right? That lead to like these like spines and stuff. That's where this paralysis stuff comes from. So you end up getting paralyzed from the gross, like, even like a mushroomy sort of growths coming off of him, or it rather. Let's try and zoom in a little bit more. There we go. We're gonna change the type into like a plant. That might be interesting too. Instead of Fey, we'll be looking more like at a plant type creature. Which, I mean, I know there's like animated vines and stuff like that, so maybe it's maybe that would work. Be good if it was both, actually. There's no reason it couldn't be. What does their bite do? So their bite is a 2d6 piercing damage attack. So if these were played off as razor sharp, thorny sort of vines, thorny sorts of teeth, that would be fine. We don't need to change that. I'm not real fond of the eye, I've got to say. So I wonder what I can do for that instead. Maybe no eye. Well, no eye's kind of scary. I'm liking that actually. I mean, and they are immune to like to charm and all that, so who's to say they would even have an eye? Maybe they can't see to be charmed. Mushroom covering the top half of his head. You know what? I'll give that a try. Well, okay, so this is actually looking kind of rad. Let's try out. Now, I've never actually played the game, but what are those things called? Clackers from The Last of Us? Clackers? Something like that? Um, they got these big mushroomy type growths, don't they? Getting there. Is that sort of thing you were thinking of, Captain Mel? Mushroom, kind of like a hat looking thing. Let's put it round back a bit more. Something pretty cool. Okay. Let's get back in and detail up some more. Definitely gonna have to go back in and chuck more teeth in. It's definite. So the idea is maybe, oh, you know what if we had that. Some horns in there. Maybe. Maybe we could turn the bite into a gore attack, maybe. Yeah, the claw attack is gonna be these big things. I'm gonna put some like spore receptacle looking things in it. However that's gonna look. However it looks, it's gonna look like they're ready to burst. We've been like we've been mowing or something like that, and you got these the big puffer spore things. When you hit them, they just go everywhere. That kind of thing. Brilliant. I mean, I'm already seeing this monster and like, you know, getting encounter ideas. Because unlike a ghoul, who has a very specific circle of friends, you could say. Well, yeah. So Captain Mal has just said because of the hoof feet, the horns might work. And I agree. I mean, this thing could have started off as a centaur, and maybe the nature of the ghoul. Like ghouls historically have reproduced themselves in Dungeons and Dragons by, you know, killing and eating and making more ghouls, right? So maybe this reproduces by infecting, a host with a mushroom spore or fungal spore. Um, that grows all over them. Controls their body eventually, and turns their arms into clubs. Which sounds weird when you say it aloud, but it works. So you could say something like a medium-sized creature lumbers towards you, its great arms swinging in the air, and attacks. You might want to preface that a little bit more, probably, but the general idea is there. Alright, let's get that belly fur a bit darker. So I'm dropping the opacity of the brush right back here and start putting in some darker areas. Ends of these arms I'm going to make much darker. Like I can imagine these creatures' original actual arms are like still in there, you know? Yeah, the monster is actually the fungus infesting the body, not the other way around. So I wonder if that means they would have different body types of these monsters. Like, if this will got onto a unicorn, say the unicorn fails its whatever save it needs to make, we're going to end up with a strange unicorn fungus beast. I'm okay with that. Some of my best role-playing moments as a DM was killing unicorn and making my wife cry because of the killed unicorn. Not only my wife, also my big Kiwi friend. He was not happy. Oh no, it wasn't Simon, was it? Okay. Wrong person. So the other one couldn't have cried because he actually has no soul. So what I'm doing now, just yeah, that would be horrifying. It's you know what? Side step here. Let's call it a side quest. Let's see. Possibly something like. Well, it's looking much more like a bull terrier or something. Not really much of a horse drawer. Maybe it's something that I need to practice. Sharp Mori teeth. Yeah, no, I suck at that. Forget it. Never even did it. But yeah. Unicorn unicorn monster with all this, fungal infection happening. Super horrific for your players. So that means that it's probably a good idea. Like, our job as a DM is to, I guess it's to make the players a little bit uncomfortable, remove them from their comfort zone. Not like, be inappropriate and stuff like that, but to definitely move them outside of that comfort zone and get them, thinking about the situation that they're in. So the unicorn situation that I was talking about before, basically my players encountered a troll that was under a bridge. They heard all this cracking and breaking noise, and it was basically a troll eating a baby unicorn. They came across it, and the response to that was just immediate. They just launched in, no hesitation, and tried to take out the troll. Now, my games, I don't often balance the encounters completely for the players to always be successful, because there's always going to be that element of, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? Am I going to die doing this, taking this course of action? I like them having to think about whether, they're actually going to survive through whatever they're up against. So they didn't know whether they'd survive this troll attack, or attacking the troll, I should say, but they still did it anyway because they wanted to avenge the baby unicorn. It was one of the best encounters I think I've ever run as a DM. So I'm thinking this these mushrooms, this growth needs to be shiny, slick, like it could drip off. Like if you touched it, you would feel the need to go and wash. I think that would be cool. That would be ideal. I'm just gonna merge these two layers together. Boop. And I'm going to grab that, get rid of that bit there. My failed unicorn. It's like note to self, learn to draw. Horse head's better. so that I can horrify people with fungal unicorns. So we still need a name for this thing. Captain Mal, if you can think of a name. I don't know what we're going to call it. Warg. It's wrong. Alright. Something ain't right. Yes it is, it's just... So, Captain Mal, you're my most intrepid chatter tonight. Yeah, just do it. Just throw out names. What's this thing gonna be called? I mean, we know what it does. It's a creature, generally a fey creature. It's infested by this Shamblecap. That's friggin' awesome, straight up. Darkspore, also fantastic. Great names. If I could do Spore Swinger, yeah. Not sure about Spore Swinger. You're losing it. You're losing your edge, Captain Mal. The groan. Oh, that's kind of sinister. That implies, you know, like there's an intelligence behind what's happening here. Like, you know, these guys aren't just, you know, not just a fluke. They've been grown for a reason. So I like that one. That one works. I'm going through now and putting like tendrils covering, you know, from that growth coming down. You know, it'd be cool if it had like a couple of different names. Maybe the actual the reuser. Ooh, I like it. I mean, like, what if the condition had a name and the creatures it created had names? Like maybe there's more than one type of creature that the growth has. Like this is the whole idea with um with the name. Well, sorry, not with the names. With the reskinning, right? Like you could run a whole game where a whole campaign where you're up against the growth, right? But what you're really up against is a bunch of undead creatures that you've just called the growth, and instead of describing them as being undead, you describe them as being, you know, these strange reclaimed, you know, Monsters. Ooh, a reclaimed troll would be pretty crazy. So I like where this is going so far. Remember, if you have suggestions about what you would like this to look like, or if you think, ooh, that's a good one. Detritus Fiend. Detritus, is that the right pronunciation? Detritus. My wife corrected me. She always corrects me with my pronunciation, because I always get words wrong. So, Captain Reynolds, what's space been like lately? Has it been good? I mean, I know you got cancelled after one season, and that's not cool. Composted. Yeah. I kind of feel like it needs a tail or something balancing it out. Also notice that I'm trying to limit myself to like one brush at the moment. Seeing what I can get done just using this one. It's just a chalk brush. I feel like I might need to give this guy a bit of a background too, as in something to. So the arms just dragged. Yeah, sorry, I mean more balanced compositionally. Just something to maybe twist it out this way, because his head is coming this way, like that. I just feel like the form would be good if it was just twisted all the way around at the back, like. Sort of like that. Yeah, I can imagine him getting along, like his arms going, like as he's walking, like that. A huge humpback. Yeah, I mean, like the tail would end up having like growths and crap like that all over it too. If I go ahead with it, might not. Probably won't. Whoa. Okay, so something I discovered the other night while I was drawing is that more tangibles? That was gonna be the tail. That's what I was thinking for the tail, but that's cool. I'm just gonna leave it for the moment. All I want to put in is this here, just to give him a bit of a grounding. Just to place him. So something that I meant to do and I didn't do last time is and I think I'll have to do it because it's not a bad idea. Is making like a standee type thing for my creations that we do with this show, so that you can print, fold, chuck them on the table for more miniatures based games. It's just you know I play a lot more on Roll20 now than I do anywhere else, so it just naturally sort of occurs to me to do like tokens, transparencies and stuff like that. And again, whoa, the tokens for the last thing that we made, which was called the name is completely escaping me now. It was called no, lost it, don't remember what it was. So they're all on, if you go to the YouTube link, you find the other Reskinned Alive on my YouTube channel, which you can get to by pressing the link down the bottom of the screen. I believe it's the unicorn with the machine gun. The Whisker, yes, Captain Mal, thank you, the Whisker. So there's some assets for that, so you can just grab those assets, chuck them on the table, and away you go. It's a lovely creature to terrify your friends with. Oh, this is a little bit too textured. I want it a lot more slimy than that, I think. Let's go with this one here. Yeah, that's better. It's a little bit I guess Venom from Spider-Man. We gotta change the name. So what are we gonna call this one? What's our final idea for a name? I like Shamblecap, honestly. Like the first one you put out there is pretty awesome. Or it could be, you know what? Let's put it in here. Shamblecap. Let's see what that looks like on our preview. Shamblecap. Medium Fey, Chaotic Evil. Claws need to be changed. There we go. Is it gonna come up? Here we go. So now if you have a look down on the, oh sorry, up for you guys on the, yeah, Shamblecap's awesome. If you have a look on the monster sheet thing up there, you can see it's got the name now is Shamblecap, and it has Spore Clubs. That's what I'm calling it for the moment. If you think of a better name than Spore Clubs, then please let me know so I can change it, because I'm not sold on Spore Clubs yet. Sure, we can do better than that. Spore Clubs is a little bit silly. So if there's anything you guys want to know as well, anything you want to chat about, let's chat. Because unfortunately, sometimes watching somebody draw isn't the most super exciting thing in the world. It's one of the realities of it, I think. So tell me about your game. Tell me about your game, Captain Mal. What games are you playing in at the moment? Playing any of the RPGs, as it were? Cannot imagine you would be on this show and not be playing some RPGs. What are you playing? What you got going on? Is it some 5e goodness? Is it some Firefly role-playing game? Are you playing Monopoly but really getting into the roles? Like just inhabiting That car. You are the car. 5e this Tuesday. Awesome. I recently just left a 5e game. Playing it over Roll20, and you know, sometimes you just wasn't feeling it, so I just left it, and that's cool. And I've started up. I'm looking at Roll20 for the Innistrad adventure. I think I saw that on Reddit. Yeah, like that's pretty cool. It really does surprise me that Wizards of the Coast haven't just milked Magic the Gathering for their you know, Dungeons and Dragons stuff yet. Like that surprises the heck out of me. Let's put some shape dynamics on that. Like, yeah, I don't know why they haven't done that. But that's cool. It's good adventure. So I'm looking at Burning Wheel now. Yeah, and I'm so surprised as well that they haven't worked out a way of combining the Magic the Gathering cards into the RPG sort of experience, as it were. Like, there's a way to do it. I know I've seen like fan-made ways of doing that, but I can't say I've seen anything real, completely solid. Like nothing. Yeah, you know what I mean. All right. Need some more like highlights and stuff in there. Oh, I need to do the. I need to find a better brush actually. This one's okay, but yeah, I need a better one. Hunting for a brush. We got the airbrush. Okay, good question, and I appreciate that. My 3 DM tips for getting into Roll20 is sign up, get a group on there, and just start playing. The best way to get into, like, I use Roll20, and I know it's got a lot of functionality, and I'm sure that there are probably going to be a crapload of people who are like, no, you have to use all of the functionality, but you really don't. Like, you don't have to use all of the functionality at all. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do with it. I use it as a virtual tabletop, and that's about it. I don't need the computer to work out all my little bits and pieces. You know, I can do that myself. No worries, you know. So I use it as a whiteboard, and I use it for me and my friends to tell stories just like we would sitting around a normal table. So 3 tips for getting into it is just to sign up, start off using it as a whiteboard, and then start exploring some more of the other options if you feel that you need them. The last group that I was in for D&D, the one that I stopped playing in, that guy had it down pretty good. Like he was using all these like lighting tools and stuff like that, but you don't need to. One of the best things about it is that it's free and it works very well in its free state. So sign up, start running a game, then explore what the tools can actually do for your game, which I hope helps. There's tons of games around too. Just, you know, I guess just ask and someone can put you in a game. Hell, I can put you in a game. Probably not tonight, but if you keep an eye on my channel, it is something that I am going to start doing is putting people who maybe want to explore Roll20 or, you know, and very basically anyway, I mean, I only use it basically. You know, people that want to explore Roll20 more, or maybe people who haven't played D&D before, and I plan on running them through some games. So yeah, jump on Roll20, have a mess around, run some games, then check out what it can do. I mean, there are other options out there as well. I'd be remiss to say, there's Fantasy Grounds, which costs, a fair bit of money. That being said, it does have some pretty spectacular functionality if that's what you're looking for. What else is there? Map Tools is another one. Map Tools, again, free, I believe, but I'm not actually much of a fan of Map Tools because when I tried setting up some campaigns with it the first time, it was hard, man. Like networking issues, all that sort of stuff. And then there's like, I think Steam now has like what is it, the virtual tabletop or whatever it is. And that just, I don't know, it looks a bit too gimmicky for my liking. So yeah. So what sort of games would you play over Roll20? Is it mostly just going to be D&D stuff, or what are you thinking? So I'm just sampling tones and stuff from around my picture here now. Oh man, I would love to play in a Shadowrun campaign. That's really cool. So I think there was issues with Shadowrun macros in Roll20 for a while there. I believe they're mostly sorted out. I mean, if you watch It Me JP's channel, where they play Shadowrun, Stars Without Numbers, a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I think the developers of Roll20 are pretty onto looking after the people who use it. They want to make sure that it has functionality for everyone. All right, Mal, how's this the new look for the lump here going? Going for some styrations down it. I think it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna start trying to get some really sheeny gloss into it. I'm liking it. Looks good up here for now. Still needs quite a bit of work down the bottom there. And unfortunately, I don't have long left because I'm trying to keep the show to about an hour. I'm running out of time. Yeah, it actually does look a little bit putrid. You know what? I might put some spores and stuff coming off it as well, like some clouds of spores. But something I do want to do just really quickly. So I'm gonna grab. So this is a really good sort of thing that I've seen done before. I'm just gonna grab a nice textured brush. First of all, I'm gonna chuck a bit of a gradient onto the back of it. Let's get it a bit longer. Is that where I want it? Nah, I want it this way. That's cool. Alright, that's good. Then I'm gonna flip that over with my brush again. Just gonna throw down some more stuff in the background just to give it a little bit more depth, something for the picture to grab onto. That's something that I can take away as well. This is Photoshop I'm using. It's an older version of Photoshop. I need to get the cloud version of Photoshop. Much better apparently. So it's on the books in the future. No, I don't want that one. This one will do. So again, I'm just trying to break up the background, create some interest areas. Just, whoa, no, that's terrible. That's terrible. That one's not what I want. Just looking for, you know, just, no, I don't want that one either. Come on, what's going on here? Let's try that one. Oops. So I know this looks pretty messy, but that's kind of the idea. So now what I'm going to do is, let's actually make that a layer. Let's drop the opacity down on there, and I just need to drop another layer beneath that now, because I kind of messed up and meant to do another layer. There we go. Let's do that. Let's drop that down a bit more. Alright, gives it a little bit of a frame. Just gives it something there. Alright, back to it. Enough messing around. Oh, hey, that's a pretty interesting take on that actually. Maybe I could do like a couple of little horns popped up or something like that out of the fungus. That might work. Actually, that might be the best course of action for it. So let's do that. Let's just, I'll start another layer just to do it on. So it's gonna be like just sort of like subsumed into it. Oh, that's gross. Poor little satyr. Here he was in the forest doing his own thing, and suddenly gone. Oh, you know what else I could do? Let's do this. So through the get some panpipes. Poor satyr. All he wanted was to play his panpipes, get it on with human ladies. Now he's a weird mushroom monster. Yeah, he really did eat the wrong kind of mushroom. Sigmund. Sigmund the Pan. I think the panpipes are a nice touch, honestly. Poor guy. It also defines a bit more where the yeah, it definitely does define the idea of it as a parasite. It makes it look a little bit more like, holy shit, what's going on there? Why is that panpipe there? So I'm just trying to get in some more of these like blistery sort of bulbs happening. I think I might need some more of that tubing looking type stuff too. Oh, that's what I need to do. I definitely need to do this. Is define these razor sharp teeth. I mean, it's got a tooth attack. It says it there on our monster sheet. Stat block. There we go. Reaching for the name. It's like part Venus flytrap, part mushroom. Alright, top half is looking pretty good. It's pretty much almost as much as I'm willing to do on it at this point. Just because I'd like to do a bit more in the legs and my time is running out for this episode. So I might have to just sort of rush this last bit. Let's really rough it in. This would be interesting. Like I think I said it earlier. You have a lot of potential to match this guy up with some other more plant-like creatures. I guess like ants and stuff would be the obvious choice, but then you've got other things like dryads. You know, sure, this thing is obviously going to be evil, but you know, who's to say a dryad can't be evil as well? Or who's to say a dryad can't be the one who's actually controlling these guys and, getting them to do her bidding? There's also things like the Fomorians. Fomorians were generally Fey type creatures, so this could very well fit into a Fomorian's plans for taking over, you know, the world or whatever. If you so, what's some other things? What's that? Maybe try adding those. Uh, those snake fungus? Yeah, yeah. Is that what you said? The snake fungus? So it's gonna zoom in. Shale fungus. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like the ridged fungus type things. We'll give that a go, hey? Let's do some in here. Nice aggressive curves on it. Let's just boost the size a little bit. Add some shadow. Is this the sort of stuff you were talking about? I hope so, because it's kind of looking cool. Like, I guess these would have some tough parts on them. Yeah, like, definitely. Maybe some, like, cracks on them as well, like they've been, you know, employed. Cool. That's actually looking pretty awesome. Just gonna grab a bit of a softer brush to go over the top of these with. Maybe an airbrush would work the best for this part. Let's put that right down. Yeah, that's going really good. Actually, I might be able to boost it up a little bit more, get a bit of a harder edge on it. Like, I just want it to look like, you know, gnarly and like bashed in, you know. These bits here need a bit of fixing up though. Up this area, it's a little bit too light. Let's up the opacity there. Wow, wrong button. Interesting. No, that's not doing what I wanted to do. For some reason. Oh, okay. I see. I follow. This thing is starting to really come together. It's something that I am personally thinking I would use in games. Something that I'm thinking I would like to experiment with a bit further. This whole idea of plant-based undead, you know, it's kind of rad. I like the idea of, you know, thinking things like, well, what if, whoa, that's way too light. What if undead you know, were, I mean, they do a little bit under the different depending on what sort of the base race is, right? Like you can see that with like the Elven Baelnorns in 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, which are, you know, Elven liches. Okay. Alright, time has really gotten away from me. I am going to be calling it at this for the moment. In the next day or so, I'll put up links to the imager with these in it on the YouTube page that this will be hosted on. Thinking about getting another page together, maybe starting a subreddit for just hosting the images and that sort of stuff, or reposting them anyway. Captain Mel Reynolds, thank you very much for joining me. It has been a pleasure. Thank you for your input. This is as much your creation as it is mine. If you are around on the Reddits, my name is Allington with a 0 for an O. I might post this stuff up there as well. I'm on YouTube. Look up Andy Allington. I'm on there. I'm on Twitch, where you are now, and I'm also on Twitter. So get in touch if there's something you want to see me do. I'll do it. If there's something you want to chat about, I'll chat about it. Yeah, actually, thanks, Captain Mal. That's a great idea. Imaginary Monsters, excellent place to put this stuff. Thank you. That's r/imaginary monsters on Reddit. This guy's gross. You've been great though. I'm Allington, and I will see you all another time. This has been Reskinned Alive, episode 2, and it's been fun. Thanks, guys.